Hi everyone, it's Mayor Justin Elicker here with an update on the city's annual budget that I'm proposing to the Board of Alders today. As you know, the city has faced incredible financial challenges in recent years, with ballooning pension costs, increasing debt payments, and other fixed costs. And in the past, the city has made the problem worse by refinancing our debt and choosing less than realistic investment returns. The buildup of these problems, combined with our work to implement more accurate and honest budgeting, meant that last year things came to a head during the budget process. We were at the precipice and recognized that if we didn't get more revenue, we were facing major cuts and a dramatic tax increase. But then things changed. We saw historic improvements in our city's finances, thanks to the work of so many people. First, the state changed the calculation for the payment in lieu of taxes, or pilot program. Remember, this is the program that reimburses cities for lost property tax revenue when land is owned by nonprofits. This change increased our pilot payments annually from $41 million to $90 million a year. Second, Yale University committed to increasing its annual voluntary payment to the city from $13 million to $23 million a year. We'll receive more over the next 6 years from Yale than we did over the last 20. The good news is that because of this increase of nearly $60 million annually, we no longer are facing financial disaster. But unfortunately, the additional revenue doesn't mean that all of a sudden we can increase services or cut taxes. We continue to face tough budget challenges. We continue to see our pension costs, debt service costs, and other fixed costs go up. And this year, like most municipalities, we saw a large increase in our healthcare costs. Thankfully, though, we're in a much better position than last year. And coupled with the American Rescue Plan funding, we're proposing a lot of exciting new programming, including increasing the number of inspectors to address blight, increasing library hours, increasing youth programming, opening a climate office, and more. Now, there's another important part of this year's budget process that I'd like to explain, and that's the revaluation. Now, bear with me because this is a bit complicated. Every 5 years, the city is required by the state to implement a revaluation of all properties. This is one of those years. We hire an outside company, Vision Appraisal, that evaluates all properties citywide and, using statistics and formulas, estimates how much each property is worth. The city has no influence whatsoever over the assessments. As you know, real estate taxes are generally based on how much your property is worth. So if your property increased in value, your taxes would also increase. This year's revaluation results were surprising. Overall, property values in the city increased dramatically. Some areas of the city, like parts of East Rock, City Point, and Quinnipiac Meadows, went up over 20 and 30%. And other areas, like parts of Fairhaven, Chapel West, and parts of the Hill, saw increases of more than 60 and 70%. Now, overall, your property value going up is a good thing. It means that our city is improving, and if you choose to sell your property, you'd get more money. But if we simply move forward with the same mill rate, people all over the city would see a dramatic increase in their tax bill, particularly in those neighborhoods that saw a huge jump. I felt that just wasn't fair. So the budget I'm proposing includes two things to ease this challenge. First, I'm proposing a phase-in of the new property valuation. A phase-in allows the new property values to phase in over the next 5 years. In other words, if your property value went up by 50%, with the phase-in each year for 5 years, your taxes would be based only on an increase of 10% each year, rather than all 50% at once. This ensures that no one area of the city is hit so abruptly by the change. The second thing the budget includes is a small reduction of the mill rate. These two changes mean that in this fiscal year, most people will only see a very small increase in their taxes. I believe this is the most effective strategy to be fair and to balance our ability to keep taxes at a reasonable level and provide the services residents deserve. Over the coming months, the Board of Alders will be reviewing my proposal before finalizing the budget, and there will be hearings for you to give input if you wish. We've made a ton of progress addressing our systemic financial challenges. Just imagine what we would have done had we not received the additional $59 million from the state and Yale University. Now, we've got a lot more work to do, and I appreciate your support and partnership along the way. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you around the city.